Hey, all, welcome to my channel. So they got 2 out of 3 out of the Marlins. That doesn't give me any confidence, quite honestly. More so to the point like this should have been a team that the team should have swept. The Marlins, the Mets should have swept the Marlins, but they didn't. So it still shows that even though they won 2 out of 3, it doesn't give me confidence that the Mets will make the playoffs. But we'll see. I can tell you this much though: this Baltimore series that the Mets are coming up on, if the Mets can take I think it's 2 out of 3. Give me a second, let me check just to make sure. But if the Mets can take 2 out of 3 from the Baltimore Orioles, I will say that maybe this gives me some hope with the Mets. But again, um, I'm not entirely confident that the Mets will beat the Orioles because based on everything the way they are, I don't think this is a case where this will be the year of the Mets. I hate to say that, but chances are that's probably not going to be what it's the case. Baltimore, and okay, yeah, 2 out of 3, yeah, because after that on Thursday they go against the Padres. If they can't take 2 out of 3 from the Baltimore Orioles, that shows then that the Mets probably most likely won't make the playoffs because at that point then they'll go against the Padres, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to win against the Padres because like after they lose to the Orioles, we'll see them dejected to the point of like they won't be able to touch the Padres. They'll probably maybe win one game out of the series against the Padres. If that's the case, that should prove you otherwise. Now I don't want to be a Mets hater, but I hate to say it, but like this is a case where like again, I really wish the Mets were sellers. I'm really hoping that I'm wrong in all of this, and the Mets do make the playoffs. But even if they do, they're not going far. Basically, I think it's going to be a case where like they'll probably lose the playoff game, wild card game as well too. Quite honestly, but I would love to be proven wrong. Quite honestly, I'd love to be proven wrong, but I hate to say this, but it's not going to be the case. Fred Severino and Minea are the only two that are showing promises to why the Mets both pitching staff is good. I mean, yeah, their bullpen is decent enough, but they don't have the pitchers. And everyone's gonna say, "Well, if Senga was here." Let's not forget, Senga was not is not your number one starter. He's not an ace. Put him on any other team. He's not well, not any other team, but put him on any of the playoff bound teams right now so far. He's not the number one starter. He's not the ace. He's your back of the rotation type of pitcher more than anything else. I just say this, but like that's what it is. Let's be honest. I wish I was wrong about that, but it's unfortunately true. And then of course you've got um, Severino Munoz as Blackburn, which may or may not work out. Is now the time for Budo to like come in as a starter? I don't think so. I think more so let's again groom him in the relieving aspect of things until next year when he to become changing him into a starter. Why? Because I think he has the potential of being like another Santana. Quite honestly, Johan Santana. I think he has that potential. And then of course Scott. He does show some brilliance here and there. The probably unfortunate part is he's out for the rest of the season. It looks like so. We'll see what happens next year. David Peterson and Tyler McGill. I mean, I hate to say this, but those two guys, they're not starters. Your starters, they're more of a bullpen type of people more than anything else. I mean, McGill and David Peterson, sorry, they probably are good for like 3 to 4 innings for sure. They're like pretty good for 3 or 4 innings. Beyond that, fourth, fifth innings, if they get past to the fifth inning, hey, that's great. Up to the fifth inning, okay. But in reality is after that, they are never good at that point. So like they could probably give up a run, but in reality is after that, they pretty much after that fifth or sixth inning, they just give up more runs at that point. So honestly, I think those are guys that should have been relegated to or delegated to being bullpen relief pitchers, similar to what Lugo was, similar to what I know you're gonna say, well, yeah, Lugo's a starter now and he's doing well. Yeah, but let's not forget when he left to the Royals initially. I mean, he wasn't that great. I mean, honestly, when he started off as a when he went off as a starter the first year, it was okay. It's just this year he just happens to be like it just happened to be the case. But reality is that's only because of when a team's not in the series, he turns out to be really good. And he has nothing to lose basically. I really wish this was the case with the Mets the way JD Martinez pointed out to the Mets before that run that they made. Martinez basically said something like, "We shouldn't have any pressure to win. because what are we gonna what's the worst we can do? Lose more? We lose more. That's it. So let's just have fun and play. And the Mets, when they were in the top of the wild card spot, they had the number one wild card spot. It seems like that pressure came back and they fell through again. I think this is a team that is not built for pressure. Quite honestly, this is a team that is not built for pressure. If it was, it might be a different story. And that's why you're seeing the hitters kind of essentially not hitting that they should. That's why you're seeing all these, slumps and such, mini slumps per se. And I think it's more so because like once they have the pressure on them, they just fold. It seems like I just say it's like look at Alonso. I have a feeling if you look at Alonso, when the pressure's on him, I don't think he can hit. I don't think he'd hit a home run. When there is no pressure, boom! I think that he's able to slap it out of the ballpark. Basically, same thing. I hate to say it, with Lindor can be clutch sometimes, but I don't think he's clutch in a majority of the cases. The only one that can be is Alvarez. I think the Mets should definitely build around Alvarez for sure. They should build around Alvarez. But with that, I hate to say it, but that's pretty much it. I mean, like quite honestly, this is a case where we'll see what happens in the series with the Baltimore Orioles. If the Mets can beat the Orioles and take 2 out of 3, it gives us some hope. And if they can take 2 out of 3 and then win the series against the Padres as well too, I think that should give you a little hope. But I don't think they'll make the playoffs, unfortunately. If they lose the series and win one game against the Orioles and or get swept by the Padres or maybe win one game, I think it will almost put the nail in the coffin that this is a Mets team that will not make the wild cards, or if they barely make the wild card, they will not get past that wild card game. But with that, let me know your comments in the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I mean, you're probably going to say, like, yeah, you're a hater of the Mets. No, I'm not. It's more so to the point, like, I'm being realistic. I'd rather the Mets have traded Severino, Mania for some prospects, and of course Alonso as well too, and got some serious prospects. Because why? I'm hoping that the Mets can actually sign Soto next year when he becomes a free agent, and some other few free agents as well too. Because let's put it this way, you're not going to build around Alonso. He's not going to be your cornerstone. It should be Alvarez and Soto. If they can get Soto, it should be those two. Plus, they have a few other players in the minors that can pretty much replace essentially Alonso. So this is why I think the Mets should have traded Alonso, gotten some serious prospects in return, because this was pretty much a seller's market. It was a seller's market. The Mets could have asked for some high top prospects, probably would have gotten it too. Look what essentially the Detroit Tigers did. Look what the Tampa Bay Rays did. Look, essentially practically all the teams that traded off whomever, basically they've gotten some serious plays in return for them. Or serious prospects for them. So it'll be interesting to see. But again, let me know your thoughts. If you like my channel, like my video, like my content, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you do like this video or like the subject matter of the video, please like it if you like it. It helps me focus on what I should be focusing on with my content. But if you don't like it, okay, you're welcome to hit the dislike button. Because I'll admit, sometimes I go into these videos without essentially preparing. I just go off the top of my head at that point. But with that, I'll leave it at that. Unfiltered, unedited, of course, always unrehearsed. Until next time.